Good evening, and welcome into the semifinal edition of Tiger Talk. We're here live at Melvyn's restaurant on Oliver Road here in Monroe. We're here every Wednesday night during football season. I'm your host, Stewart Shelby, joined by Neville head football coach Mike Collins. And before we get going, I'd like to remind you that our first segment is brought to you by H. Michael Sports there on Forsyth Avenue, your team sports headquarters for Northeast Louisiana. Well, Coach, you know,
here we are.
Semifinal week once again, and as things get moving, I think the Tigers, I wouldn't say surprised. I don't think you were surprised, but a lot of people were surprised. You know, Barbe coming in to the quarterfinals with a highly touted rushing attack, highly touted running back, and from the get-go, we'll get to that here in a minute.
Right.
I mean, you guys were as prepared as I've seen a Tiger defense in a very long time.
Well, you know, I thought our coaches did a really, really good job of game planning for what they were doing. We knew we had to have edges on the defense and leverage on the defense to be successful with what they were doing offensively, both with the quarterback and the tailback. And to our players' credit, they just executed the plan tremendously. And, you know, really proud of those guys for, you know, locking in and doing what they were supposed to do and making sure we kept leverage on the ball all the time. And, you know, we worked it really, really hard, just like we do every day, really, on defense and practice. And, you know, made a real emphasis of where the ball needed to stay as far as tackling purposes and you know, initially as a defensive schematically. And we executed that well.
You definitely did. The Tigers pulling out a 42-0 victory. I know people thought that the Tigers might have had the upper hand, but a running clock early in the third was something that maybe a lot of people, I don't even think maybe you were expecting that.
Well,
but, I mean, it's the way it was, and a very a dominating victory over the Barbe Buccaneers, a team that was an upstart team, you know, a very hot team coming in. And you shut them down, and they weren't able to do anything.
Well, again, you know, I thought, you know, there's a lot of things that add up to all of that. Number one, we played really, really good defense. Number two, we really did a great job on offense as well.
Yes.
We moved the ball, controlled the ball. We did what we wanted to do when we wanted to do it. We executed against what they gave us defensively really well. You know, and then in the special teams, again, our special teams proved we had a lot of hidden yardage in the special teams game with field position. And I think that's always important. You know, people don't realize how big that is, you know, the change of possession and where you get the ball. And so our special teams did a really, really good job there as well. So, you know, again, it was a full team effort. Very pleased with all three phases of our team. And, you know, we took the ball in the first drive. I told our guys, hey, we want to take the ball in the first drive of the second half. I want to score it. I want to go for two so we can make it a running clock if we can get it there. And sure enough, our offense took it right down the field. We got the 2-point conversion. Everybody's probably wondering why we went for two when we were up 40-0. Well, that's why.
That's why.
There's why, you know. And so, and then, you know, we put everybody in the ball game. And which was good. We wanted to be able to do that. We needed to try to keep the guys that were on the field healthy because they were. You know, we didn't have any injuries early in the ball game, so we were excited about that. Just moving forward, you know, it's been a long season, number one, and we just now gotten every single person that we can have healthy on the field back. You know, and that's possible. You know, we still got two that are going to be out for the rest of the year, but those guys, you know, and so again, you know, when you go into this deep in the playoffs and your team is fully healthy, you know, you got to feel good about your chances, and you know, certainly we do, just because of, you know, of that scenario. And you know, really, really important, I think, this time of year is, you know, how fresh your players are, and we looked really, really fresh today. You know, it's obviously it's cool, and really it's just cold. And I tried to, you know, get on them a little bit about that. You know, some of them are bundled up like a abominable snowman. I said, "Good God Almighty, you're gonna play a football game, son." You know, and but you know, all in all, we had a really spirited practice again today. So that just tells me that, hey, we're not tired, we're not run down, we're still in great shape, and so we ought to we ought to be able to do some things, moving forward here, especially this week with a big ball game.
Big ball game. We're going to talk about that ball game coming up here in our final segment. But first off, let's get to a few highlights from last Friday night's 42-0 win over the Barbe Buccaneers. And this is apropos of the evening. You got the first 3 plays the defense played right here, and this set the tone.
It did. It set it right here.
And
we hit him in the backfield, and you can see there's 8 guys around the football right there. And, that was our D lineman making the play in the backfield for about a 2 or 3 yard loss. And then you see all the rest of the gang there with him. So, again, it was, and here we go. This is their second play. They try to throw a little hit on us, flare the back out. And Dante does a good job of getting in that window. And I think he just, affects the throw is what he does, And so they had to get it out of their hand quick. So here we go. We're going to get on 3rd down right here. And they tried a little shovel pass. Hadn't seen that yet. That was the first time they've seen that. Kobe Collins, he sniffs it out. He's played extremely well for us here lately. He sniffs it out and, tackles the back for another loss. And so here we go. And so that was set the tone for the game and, how we were going to play defense and did a really, really good job there.
They punted away, and the Tigers' first offensive drive of the evening starts off, and then here's a little
I tell you, Mason had a big ball game,
third down conversion there.
It is a big third down conversion. And for us to be successful, we need him to make some plays, and there they were covering all our wideouts and doubling our wideouts and trying to double our wideouts, let's put it like that, trying to double our wideouts. And there Mason makes a big third down catch, and we continue the drive. Yeah, we miss a big ball right off the bat on that. And
you take a shot there.
Yeah, we took a shot on first down,
and it was one that maybe he could have had, but one of the things that you've seen, Sledge back.
That's
was good.
That was big. That was big.
And then, but two, Sledge seems to get better as the game gets on.
He does.
We're going to get to a couple of highlights
from him for this
here in a minute, but let's. Here's J.
Out
of the backfield.
Here we go, and I'm going to give Parker some credit here. The week before, he missed some throws to the backs, didn't throw it to the backs. He kept looking downfield, looking downfield. What, the discipline that over the course of the week and seeing what we didn't do. He did a great job here of checking it down to the back, and getting the back out of the back. And J-Rob's hard to tackle when he gets out there in open space, and there you go.
Yeah,
there it is right there.
You got it first and goal on the 6. Then you bring in Blackston. Blackston is another tough run. This seems to be his MO right here.
He just bounces off people right here and kind of wheels his way in the end zone on that one right there. So, they did a bunch of slanting and things, and it took us, even though we were able to score on the first drive, it took us a minute to get that squared away with the O-line.
It was one of the drive. You talk about a 42-0 ball game. It was 7-0 at half. This drive took, I believe, 5.5 minutes.
First quarter,
right there in that first quarter drive. And you had the football going when the quarter flipped, but either way, after that score, here comes the defense again, and it's just more of the same.
It continued to be that way. They got in an unbalanced set on us right here, and, we kind of changed up how we were going to play it, and I thought our guys did a really good job. You see, normally we don't put our corner up high like we did right there, and of course Dan, he learns every ball game. It's something new for him. I mean, it seems like, hey, we're there in an end over set. He normally would give a signal to the front side. That way they know there is a guy that's what we call dead. He can't go out for a pass, so we don't cover him if we're in coverage. And you saw Jay Reed motion him. Jay Reed's being his quarterback for him, telling him where to get, so it's just all new to him, and he's done a really, really good job. And like I said, he's just learning on the fly. He gets something new thrown at him every week.
And he's improved.
Yeah, he definitely has improved. It's just, when you're a freshman, you hadn't seen all the reps all these guys have here.
And they're doing a good job.
They're trying to be a
fray.
quarterback for him and get him squared away.
All right, here we go. You get the football back. Once again, Sledge. Here we mentioned him a little bit earlier, but here's a nice catch and for a first down.
We knew they were going to play us one of two ways. If they pressed us, we'd throw the ball deep. If they played off of us, we'd just throw it in front of them, and then that's what we do right there. That guy's playing so soft right there, and he's just basically taking off and running, and running away from him. And Parker makes a nice throw right here, and Sledge great catch, and about a 15-yard gain or so there.
And then you come back to him here on play action.
Yeah, and again, we're on a different corner, but again, they both played him off and played soft coverage, and so we just took what they gave us. Throw a comeback right here, and I don't know, he does a really good job of getting what he can get, and, he gets 4 or 5 extra yards after he catches it. And, he's got that ability. And so, hey, it is what it is, man. He's a good football player, and he's a big addition to our offense. That way they can't double Zeeland up, and makes a huge difference in our game planning.
Definitely does.
Now.
You get the ball down. You got to change direction because right here at the beginning of the second quarter, first play of the second quarter, or second play of the second quarter, you get it to Zeeland, and there you go.
Yeah, there it is right there. And again, the guy was playing soft coverage, and Zeeland just, makes a little outside move and just runs through the tackle. They got guys all around him, and, he does a good job and gets it in the end zone, which was big. And, so – excited about that, as we go.
You kick it off, and then I believe the first or second play of their next drive. Here's the pressure on the quarterback, and there's Juju right here.
Great job by Malik, and we put some stickum on his hands so he could hang on to one this week, and he did a really good job right there. He's playing in between two routes. They tried to high-low him right there, and the guy just, because of the pressure, had to throw it shorter than what he should have. And, and again, there's Dan right there
coming
on that side. And they ran a little switch route on us, and he probably squeezed the one guy too far. But, again, he's bailing out of it. He recognizes that's happening, and the safety took it over. And but anyway, we get the pick right there, big pick, gets us great field position, and, there we go again.
There we go. And you got Zeeland once again here on this next play.
We
you just throw it to the big guy.
That is. And again, soft coverage. It's about a 10, 12-yard gain for us. And so, we're going to take it all day long. If they want to give us that, we're going to take it. And, we work off what they're going to give us. They're pressed up. Hey, we're going to try to turn it into a deeper route. If they're playing soft coverage, then we're going to throw it in front of them and see if we can make them miss and try to get the ball down the field.
A couple plays later, Jarvis Blackston, and leaps in over the goal line, and that's his second touchdown of the night.
What's crazy about that? I looked out there, and their whole D-line tried to cut our offensive line, and I said, good God Almighty. And,
they did. Look at that. Wow. I didn't even notice that on the broadcast.
I said, shoes. So,
that didn't work either.
Yeah, Jarvis got it in there for us, and that was big. Gave us a good lead, and
another 3 and out. This was people don't understand. If you kind of went back and watched the broadcast, we had a great crowd out there at Bill Ruppel last Friday night. Very boisterous,
very vocal,
and very vocal. But at the half, they had like 10 yards of total offense, or it might have been 20, and then it was -6 rushing yards or -10 somewhere right around
the tailback ended up for the ball game with -3. And
total.
They had 15 yards when we put the younger guys in the game.
Exactly.
And I think they ended up with like 120.
Total.
Yeah, total.
That was it.
Yeah,
that was
total.
It. And this was a team that averaged 500 yards a game.
Well, they rushed for 300 and something the week before.
406.
There you
Yeah,
go. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Get my numbers straight.
Yeah,
they rushed for 406 the week before, and
So I mean, it was just nothing there all night, and very frustrating for the Buccaneers. But okay, so you get the football back. A lot of 3-and-outs, a lot of punting on that Barbe sideline, and then here's
J-Rob hitting it right here.
And
really nice run, and he does, and really great job by our O-line right there.
Mm-hmm.
We knew if we could get them in a 5-man box, we had a chance to do some stuff, and there they were. And guys did a great job of staying on their blocks, and coming off on the backers, and I think Coach Hunt and them, and Coach Johnson and them worked the heck out of that all week long.
And those offensive linemen, I thought it was their best game that they'd played. Basically all year. Very impressed, with Vincent there at the center, and as well as the edges. I mean, everybody. I mean, I don't want to.
No, all of them. I mean, and the proof's in the pudding. I mean, we scored 42 points, and they didn't even play but maybe 30 snaps. I'm not even sure how many they played. Total, the O-line, but it probably wasn't much more than 30 because the defensive guys played 31 or something.
Something like that.
And so I think our offensive line, once we started getting those guys in there, played, about 30 snaps. So about half the snaps that they normally play, and, really did a great job of all night protecting Parker as well, which is huge.
Well, the next play, another defensive, almost a fumble recovery here. But they
got the ball bouncing all over the ground. We looked like Ned and the first reader trying to recover the fumble, but then they ended up getting on it. They lost about 15 yards on the play, and like
a greased pig contest.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
the River Oaks Roundup over there.
It was a roundup, all right.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it was a roundup, all right.
But
all you can do, all you got to do is just look right there and see all the numbers. There's 10 guys around the football right now. So
all right. Well, I think where are we at? It's 27-0, 28.
Yeah, well,
right
made it 27 with J-Rob scoring.
And then J-Rob here with his second touchdown of the night, just a sprint out there to the left.
Just let him go, man. Get it out there, pitch it to him. Good job of blocking. He's got several different places to cut the football right there, and he just takes it and beats him to the corner. And so, that again just showing his speed in the ball game right here.
All right, that's kind of closes out the first half for you. It's 34-0, and then you come out in the second half. You get the football. Deferred right there, and then here's a big play to kind of get you in the deal, and a nice concentration there by Sledge.
Great concentration, and Parker probably stayed on the fake and carried the fake out a little bit long. Seeing the situation, the wind was really howling blowing right at him. And so the ball hung up there, on him, and but we were able. Great concentration by Sledge and staying on the ball there. On a big play, he's got the guy beat by 5-6 yards anyway, and. He's going to outrun him to the end zone if we get it past him. But hey, big old wind gust came up. That flag was howling right in his face.
Right in the second half.
About the time he started to let that ball go, I said, "Well, here we go."
And look, we talked about Mason Hart earlier. He's got a couple of catches coming up.
Here he comes right here.
And let's see, this gets you a little bit closer.
This was a big one right here. Yeah. This is, conversion on second down, about a 12, 13-yard gain right here. Again, but what I'm saying is you look outside and you got them doubled up out there, and they got guys all underneath them, and then there's Mason sitting right there.
And then the good thing about this is that sets up Mason, too, in his first touchdown for you.
And again, basically we just flipped the formation, ran the same concept, and ran the same play and threw it right to him.
Well,
and he makes a nice catch right here. The ball's thrown behind him,
and low. Yeah.
But Parker's doing the right thing. Mason probably should have turned outside just because the linebacker's sitting inside, and that basically he's running the route off the linebacker. So.
Coach, a 42-0 victory. You move on to the semifinals for the second consecutive year. I know with the running clock, everybody kind of got on their phones and started watching the end of the Ouachita Parkway game, and it's going to be those Ouachita Lions coming to Bill Ruppel this Friday night. But before we get into all of that, just to this point in the season, your thoughts on the progress that the Tigers made?
Well, I think, number one, we've continuously gotten better and better as the season's gone. Reason for that is, big reason for it is we stayed healthy. We got healthy. We didn't have all our players for the first – until we played – basically we played Sturdyton was the first game we played with it had a possibility of playing. Okay, so then we go into that week, and then, we come back the next week and we lose a guy in the next week. And, it's like, good grief, is this stuff ever going to stop? So – it did, and, we began to get everybody healthy, okay, and we got all our offensive linemen back, okay, and then, we got this guy back and that guy back, and, it all came in the fold, and I think our players were, were very, very resilient during that period of time.
Yeah.
And you got to give them credit for just fighting through it, and exactly. You got to give our coaches credit. Our coaches did a really, really good job of keeping the players on the The great thing about it is we never got discouraged. We really had it rolling. We played well in the first into the district and then foul that thing up, and and then everybody begins to say, well, y'all must be the fifth best team in the district, right. And I think our kids took offense to that, and rightfully so. Yeah. But, then we come back out and we have the win against Ouachita, and, we win it close with a close game. Then we play, then we play, and we keep playing, and we keep playing, and so then we hit the playoffs. Well, we get a break, and we needed a break. This team needed a break. We needed to go back to some drill work and some just fine tuning some stuff, and we did. And then then we get in the first playoff game. We play Neville. We play pretty good in that ball game, especially defensively. Played well in the first half offensively. And then, last week, we hit our stride playing really well against Ash in 10th ball game, took the open date, and then boom, here we go. And, we're just – I think we're just, playing with a lot of confidence, which is always important. And, we're healthy, and we're in great condition.
Yeah.
So I think all those things lead up to you getting to this point and being a pretty good football team.
Well, big opportunity this Friday night. We're going to talk to Coach Collins about that matchup versus the Ouachita Lions in tonight's third segment. But we've got some good stuff going on today up there at the school. It was signing day. We've got three young men who signed to continue their football careers. We got Jayden Reed and Julian Burns, Martinez are going to join us here in this next segment, and we're going to talk about their decisions and whatever else we can.
Yeah, very proud of those guys, and obviously I talked to the whole student body today. Very proud of the teachers and all the people that went in. I mean, you got the teachers, the administration, the counselors, and then you got their parents, and all of them were there and done a tremendous job with all of them. They're all honor roll students. Two of them had a 4.0 the first 9 weeks. Yeah. I mean, that's the kind of good stuff. I mean, heck, football's going to take care of itself. I mean, it is. Yeah. But you talk about all the and the community service that these guys have done and been involved in, and can't say enough good things about what they're able to do. That leads to them getting the opportunity to play college football. As we all know, there's only 1.9% of all high school athletes, and it's probably dropping this day and time just because of the transfer portal. But the rule is 1.9% of all high school athletes get to go to college and be on a scholarship. And so, again, you got to be very proud of that, and you got to be and their parents, have to be ecstatic about it because they don't have to come out of their pocket with too much money. So anyway, that all is good stuff, but again, very proud of them. Outstanding football players, but really great people.
Well, it's good, and we're going to talk to them when we come back. So stay with us. We're here live from Melvin's Restaurant, and you're watching Tiger Talk here on the network and listening to it on Sunday 98.3. We'll be right back.
All right, Mr. Mayor, we are done.
Thank you, Doc.
Yes, sir. Miss Gwen's gonna get you all seated and ready to roll. Nothing to eat or drink for 3 to 4 hours.
Come on, Doc. I was hoping to get myself some po' boys and tamales.
No, Mr. Mayor, you can't do that. But if you could, where would you go?
We gotta go see Chris Lewis at Coney Island Connection.
Stop by Coney Island Connection, where you get more than just a chili cheeseburger and a chili cheese dog. I guarantee you won't be disappointed. Right here at Coney Island Connection.
Around here, family is more than just a last name. It's who you show up for. For generations, the Compton family and Arklitex Windows and Doors has stood by this community with honesty, hard work, and a handshake you can trust. Because every window we design, every door we assemble, isn't just about your house. It's about your home. Family owned, community rooted, Arklitex Windows and Doors, a family business built for your family.
At St. Francis Health, we're focused on serving you with a dedication to excellence, innovation, clinical expertise, and respect for who you are as a person. As we turn our attention to the future, our commitment to Northeast Louisiana is at the center of how we move St. Francis forward. Our highly skilled team has one thing in mind: excellence in healthcare. It is our honor and our mission to serve you and this community. St. Francis, official healthcare partner of the Neville Tigers.
At Origin Bank, we understand the importance of community. That's why we're committed to the Northeast Louisiana Food Bank, providing meals to 25,000 of our neighbors across 12 parishes. Through their efforts, they provide about 6 million meals a year to those facing hunger in our area. Visit foodbanknedla.org to learn more, sign up to volunteer, or donate to support their mission. Thanks so much to the Nedla Food Bank for your community efforts and for partnering with us at Origin Bank.
Imagine having a beautiful smile that carries you through all stages of life, and that beautiful smile begins at Caples and Robinson Orthodontics. To further enhance our patient experience and care, Dr. Caples and Dr. Robinson welcome Dr. Cammie Laird as a new member of the Caples and Robinson practice. And with over 56 years of combined practice, we are the most experienced orthodontic group in Northeast Louisiana. We use the latest advancements in orthodontic technology, including the Damon Ultima system for braces, and Spark aligners that are customized to fit your life, not the other way around. Our doctors and staff will make sure you have the best experience possible on your journey to a straighter smile. That includes faster and more comfortable treatment that will give you a smile you'll be proud to wear. Ready to get started? Contact Caples and Robinson Orthodontics today at 318-325-9655 and take the first step towards a confident smile.
A sandwich with soup. No, salad.
With Nuke's Pick 3, satisfy all your cravings. Sandwich salad soup, sandwich soup mac, sandwich sandwich sandwich. Such possibilities from $12.99.
Nuke's, extra with every bite.
Hey, it's Misty Hodge with the Hodge Baruki Group, coming live to you from Bill Ruppel Stadium. In real estate, just like in football, you need a winning game plan.
And at the Hodge Baruki Group, we call the plays that get you to the goal line. Buying, selling, or dreaming, let me help you score your home this season. Go Tigers!
Sleepy Hollow Furniture and the Falk family proudly support our Neville Tigers. Just like the wide variety of athletics and academics Neville excels in, Sleepy Hollow offers your premium mattresses and adjustable bases, every kind of home furniture, and just in time for your favorite season, quality in-stock patio furniture ready for the big game. Come shop your Neville Tiger family at Sleepy Hollow Furniture.
As a behavioral health practice serving communities across Louisiana, our goal at Family Solutions is to empower people with the tools and support they need to thrive. We provide counseling, psychological testing, medication management, physical, occupational, speech, and ABA therapies. Whatever the need, we'll stand beside you celebrating every success. And just as you cheer for your Neville Tigers, our team at Family Solutions will always be cheering for you. Go Tigers.
When hunger hits, head to Sonic Drive-In on North 18th Street in Monroe. Whether it's burgers hot off the grill, crispy tots, or a classic cherry limeade, Sonic has the flavor you love. Fast, fresh, and made just the way you like it. And Sonic is proud to continue their support of Neville High School, standing behind our Tigers both on and off the field. So swing by Sonic on North 18th Street today, where great food and community spirit come together. All right, everybody, welcome back to segment number 2 here on Tiger Talk. We're live at Melvin's Restaurant. You need to come join us. We got plenty of time. Great food here at Melvin's. The second segment brought to you by our good friends at the Carpenter Health Network. That's St. Joseph Hospice and Stat Home Health. Well, we got 3 guys that joined us here this evening who had a pretty big day. It's a pretty big day in any any high school football player's life. It was signing day at Neville High School, and these 3 young men committed to play next year at their respective colleges. How about a round of applause for these guys? We're going to start with number 7, Jayden Reed. Jayden Reed continuing the tradition of those Neville defensive backs down there at the University of Louisiana Lafayette.
Yep.
Van Martinez in the middle, going to ULM, staying home, and Juju Burns. Jalen Nichols went to North Carolina and Coach Belichick, and then you're following him up there this year to play for the Tar Heels. So I was going to start with you. Juju, North Carolina is kind of really hadn't seen much of North Carolina around here with a lot of the players until Jalen got the attention. So kind of tell us about, your journey to become a Tar Heel.
I went up there on the OV, the NMA, met the coaching staff. They came and visited me in the spring. Coach Mondo, that's the cornerback coach, but he also works with the safeties. Brian, that's Bill's son, and Steve, that's his other son. Steve's the DC. Brian, he's the safety coach, so I have a great relationship with both of them. And, I went in there in May. I loved everything that I saw there, and I kind of just fell in love with it then. Yeah.
Beautiful campus.
Yes, sir. Definitely.
And good basketball.
Oh, yeah.
And Coach Belichick doing some good things up there, trying
Yes,
to get
sir.
the right people in place, and good to see that you're going to be a part of that
Yes,
transformation up there. All right, Van, you come into this year looking for an opportunity to play, right, at the D1 level, and the opportunity presents itself here at ULM. Talk about maybe that process and what it means to you to be able to play for, in front of your hometown for the next couple of years.
Yeah, it was definitely a help in my decision on this one, just to stay local in the hometown and just, going out there and competing. It's just going to be a competition when I go out there. I'm just nothing's guaranteed. You're going to have to go out there and compete. And, I'm just happy to be here.
All right, always good to be able to watch the local guys do some good things there for the Warhawks. And, all right, Jayden. Lafayette, were they on your radar kind of early on? I mean, we've got a lot of former Neville defensive backs playing down in Lafayette. Maybe tell us about how that came to pass, that opportunity.
It started my junior year, the game that we played Calvary. We was supposed to play Southside, but it got canceled. So we scheduled Calvary, and Coach Dez, the head coach at Lafayette, was actually at the game watching Cam Riley. I seen him. I seen the way he interacted with Cam. The smiles, the handshakes, the hugs, the support that he showed, and he wanted to let me know really after the game, like a day after the game. He was trying to get in touch with me. He wanted to let me know that he wanted to offer me a scholarship to play. He said he liked my game and my effort that I put out. So it's just been Cajun since day one. They also was my first scholarship offer. So they played a big role in it too. They believe in me.
Well, they definitely do, and the Cajuns are definitely getting a good player, and we look forward to doing that. Just play good unless you're playing the Warhawks. Okay, that's where I went down. Right. But I'm just all right, Juju. Aside from the process, tell me what today meant to you. The culmination of. The work, the preparation, everything else. I mean, what does that mean to you, your family? I mean, what were the kind of was going through your mind as you signed on that dotted line today?
Yeah, it definitely meant the world to me. I had this, goal since I was a little kid. So for it to, for the day to come and for it to actually happen, and I knew this would happen. since I was little, but for it to all like work out and have all my family there and see all my friends and teammates supporting me, it meant a lot. You know, all the long days and long nights, and finally seeing my hard work pay off, it felt good.
It definitely is. And I really want to ask each one of y'all about, you know, what today meant to you. I mean, there was, you had not only your classmates, but your families and everything else. Van, how did today make you feel?
Yeah, it made me feel really good. I'm just super blessed to have this support group around me, and I was super thankful that I got to sign with both of these guys. Really good football players, really good dudes. They're my brothers. We grew up, went through this program together, and just knowing that all the things I've done and all the tough times have paid off, and I'm here now.
Yeah, and you definitely are, and it has. I mean, this isn't easy. Right, it's not just like you show up and people are handing out college scholarships left and right. Jayden, talk about that. When did this become a dream for you, and what did today mean to you?
This day meant a lot to me. You know, seeing all the support that I got, not from only like the students, but my family. You know, the coaches at Lafayette. I got my phone blew up. A lot of phone calls, text messages, congratulations, and the Cajun fans on social media. You know. They let me know that they're great. That they feel great that I'm actually officially coming to the school. You know, but signing a scholarship always been my dream since I was little, playing football, YMCA football. I also knew around like 6th grade, I knew I wanted to be a Neville Tiger. I came to a game in like 7th grade, and I got to watch like Dubose and like Will Campbell and guys like that. You know, and it's just been my dream. You know, wear the black and gold. So. Signing the scholarship has always been my main goal.
Well, and it's come true for all three of you guys. All right, coming up, I mean, this is the end of y'all's senior season. All y'all have had a storied career with Neville. I mean, sum it up, a few quick words on what this season means to you, and talk about, some unfinished business.
Okay,
Juju.
it definitely means a lot. These 4 years, it flies by. I remember them coming, my first summer workouts, they was like, in 4 years gonna go fly. I ain't really believe it. So, I just want to finish out with a bang with my brothers. Got 2 games left. Friday will be our last game here, but, not our last game. Last game in the Dome. So, just going out with a bang. Make history. I know this will be our first 5A championship, so we definitely got that goal.
Yes.
Yeah, so, we're just excited about that.
Yep, Van, same question there.
Yeah, just like Juju came into this thing and talked to all the older guys, and they were like, this thing's going to fly by. Like, before you know it, you're going to be a senior, and I didn't really think about it like that, and it certainly has. And like Juju said, just want to go out with a bang this week. Just keep sliding right. We got, like you said, unfinished business that needs to be taken care of.
Jayden?
Yeah, I say the same thing. It was tough how it went down. My last year, my junior year in the semifinal game. Left a real bad taste in my mouth. Actually, I told the interviewer earlier that I actually watched that game last night. I got to look at our face, our emotions, and I don't ever want to feel that feeling again. So. I know my teammates can expect that I'm gonna do everything in my power Friday night. Help us break down that door. We've been at it for a long time, and we just want to kick down that door, and we staying focused.
Well, guys, I know that's going to bring out some applause here, and that type of attitude's gotten you where you are today. So, congratulations to all three of y'all for what's happening after this season. But we all know that season's not over. All right, another round of applause for these young men as we come up against a break. When we come back, we'll get Coach Collins back here to talk about this semifinal matchup with the Ouachita Lions. You're not going to want to miss it. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
We're running the winning play at Sparks Nissan Kia. Whether you're recruiting a car, truck, or SUV, our lineup is stacked with all-stars ready to take the field. We're talking championship deals, low down payments, and monthly payments that won't sideline your budget. Ready to make a trade? We'll give you top dollar. That's a win in any playbook. Sparks Nissan Kia, where every drive is a touchdown. We're wishing our Neville Tigers the best of luck this season. Go Tigers!
At Jim Taylor Buick GMC, we bring our A-game every day, delivering a home run experience for you. Like the thrill of sinking the game-winning shot or finding just the right vehicle for you. Whatever drives you when you shop with Jim Taylor, we put you in the starting lineup. Visit us online at jimtaylorbuickgmc.com or in Monroe, where we are professional grade, and we never stop working for you.
At Marion State Bank, we're committed to the growth of our community, starting with education. From elementary to high school and beyond, we invest in the growth of our students. Because strong roots begin with empowered minds, from local classrooms to high school athletics, and supporting college dreams. Marion State Bank, rooted in education and local athletics. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Hi, I'm Chris Lewis. Here at Coney Island Connection, we believe in giving back and showing a lot of love, and it's all made possible because of you. Thank you for making Coney Island Connection a small business with a big heart.
For over 50 years, Cartown has been servicing Northeast Louisiana, and the Neville Tigers have been a huge part of our growth. And for that, Cartown Tires and Service would like to say, go Tigers!
At the Tarver Braddock Foundation, we're focusing on showing people that every act of kindness fuels a movement to touch lives in unexpected, meaningful ways. Your gift allows the Tarver Braddock Foundation to continue turning loss into love, one act at a time.
Thanks to our generous donors, we're able to honor Tarver's spirit by meeting needs wherever they appear through random acts of kindness. To learn more about our mission and consider giving, visit TarverBraddockFoundation.com.
Hi, I'm Christian Creed with Creed & Creed. Whether it's on the field or in the courtroom, you deserve a team that won't back down. So if you've been injured in an accident, make the right call to your local legal team at Creed & Creed and let us help you win today. Let's go Tigers, and remember, home field advantage matters. Call Creed & Creed today. Proudly serving our great community for over 30 years. We are your local injury attorneys.
Welcome to the Carpenter Health Network, where we can assist you with all your home health needs.
Promoting healthy and independent living at home with Stat Home Health.
Where advanced illness management is our specialty. Let us help you recover from injury, surgery, or illness with our team of dedicated medical professionals.
Well, we strive to make every day a good day at St. Joseph Hospice.
Let us make the Carpenter Health Network a part of your family by promoting healthy and independent living for your loved ones.
We are the network,
and we are all in.
Go Tigers!
Taco Bandito. Our cooking and service is speedo at Taco Bandito.
Taco Bandito on Forsyth Avenue in Monroe and Warren Drive at Cypress Street in West Monroe.
Looking for a great meal right here in Monroe? Stop by Subway and Mama DeLuca's Pizza on the corner of Tower and Lammy Lane. Whether you're craving a fresh, made-to-order sub or a hot, cheesy pizza, they've got you covered. And while you're enjoying your favorite meal, know that Subway and Mama DeLuca's are proud to continue their support of Neville High School athletics. Great food, great people, and a great tradition of giving back. That's Subway and Mama DeLuca's Pizza, fueling our community and our Neville Tigers. Welcome back, everybody. We're live at Melvin's Restaurant, and welcome back, Coach Collins. But before we get into this Friday night's game versus the Ouachita Lions, let's get to our our last segment sponsors here, we've got a couple of them. Jeff Guerrero and his group over there at Warrior Media. It's the 92.3 The Ranch, Sunday 98.3, where you're listening to this. Also, you can listen to our Friday night broadcast, 103 Rocks in the Soul of the City, Magic 106.1, and also Joey Trappe and his group of restaurants and everything else that he's doing. Fieldhouse Bar and Grill and Traps. We appreciate his support of the Neville Tigers. All right, Coach, we had a
good.
Huh? What's that?
I said, thank God his wife's a
good
person.
You're right. You're right. She is a doll. All right. Well, look, last week we had some players of the week. Let's get to those guys to start off the segment here as these players of the week. Brought to you by Origin Bank.
We had a big crew this morning. You know, Mr. Billy came, and Peyton Farr, and Coach McCarty,
Taylor.
And Taylor came, and Carrie and her daughter, and we had a big crew in there this morning. So, but Rivers Sorrell was our special teams player of the week. You know, did a fantastic job kicking the ball in the end zone on the kickoffs, and punting for us, and he's really done fantastic job. And then we had Malik Grayson. You know, Malik could win it every week, and he had a special night again. And, like I said, we only played 30 plays or 31 plays on defense. And, he had 5 or 6 tackles. And, he was all over the place. And just like he is every week. That's the way he practices every day, and that's why he plays like he does. And then J-Rob, Jamarian, and you saw the runs that he made in the ball game and in the balls that he caught out of the backfield. And, he's really can be a really special player. We just now got him really healthy again. He had been nicked up with a growing strain. And, it was just, but he's back going, and we're certainly glad he is. And proof's in the pudding right there.
Yeah, well, he definitely a big night. The production for both of your running backs has been great. And J-Rob with the big 44-yard touchdown last Friday night. All right, Coach, we talked about it a few weeks ago. Hadn't been that far removed since a 38-37 victory over at the Lions Den. This is a team that everybody at Neville is very familiar with.
Right.
These kids have played against each
other.
other.
With each other in grade Y football, younger, probably some junior high. I don't know, for sure, but I know this, they know each other well.
They do.
And, obviously they have coaches that played at Neville and coached at Neville on their staff. And so it's, that just adds to the little rivalry we got going here, and look, they got a really good football team. They're very, very talented offensively with the quarterback and the tailback, much like last week's group was. They just do some different things with these guys, and they've been really fantastic for them. If you just listen to their ball games, you look at their stats, look what they did in the game, and you realize how many big plays they made with those guys. Montreal and
MJ Dade.
And Dade.
And don't forget about Waddell Clark.
Well, I hadn't forgot about Waddell. I hadn't got to the receivers yet,
Right.
Lord, I hadn't got to them yet. I'm just talking about the running game, And, of course, Montreal's favorite target to throw the ball to is Waddell Clark. And, he's made a ton of big plays for them, and he's a tremendous football player. And, their offensive line, you got to give credit to those guys for, protecting the quarterback, giving them the ability to be able to get out there and run and, do all the things that they're able to do with the football. And, Coach Caesar has done a really good job offensively with those guys. And, a lot of similarities in their offense and our offense and, what we kind of do and what they do. And so, it makes for an interesting matchup, and then you flip it over on the defensive side, and I know, Coach Lewis has his hand all in the defense, and, you start with Dylan Berryman right in the middle. They got his big tail stuck right there over the center. So, Grant will have his hands full, and we hope that, we can do some things to offset the power that they have up front in the defensive line, and then all their skill guys, all linebackers and skill guys, all can run, and they run to the ball really well. And, they make it hard to block just because of the things that they do. They create chaos up there in the front. And so it makes it hard to figure out who you got to go to, who you're tagging with, teaming with, and doing all that business that we do with those guys. And so, you add it all up, and then you got the one last phase of the game left, and that's their special teams. And you can tell by watching the video now how hard they've worked on their special teams. From when they had some bad special teams plays during the season, and so that they've made a huge emphasis of it, just because you can tell
on film.
Period. Bottom line, and so. Again, kudos to them for trying to get that resurrected, and then that's another reason why they're winning ball games.
Yep.
They're they played in the toughest district in the state. We all talk about that all the time. We all know that.
Yeah.
There's three of the four left in the whole dadgum 5A non-select or from our district. And and if the truth be told, any one of the three of us or any of the ones that may not be still left could have very easily beat anybody on any given day, and they could have too. And that's what they're selling their players on. I don't blame them. I would be too.
Exactly.
And
once they
got into the playoffs, it was like, hey, here we go. We ain't playing all our district guys. So again, they've gained confidence in what they're doing, and they've gained confidence in offense and defense and how they want to play and what they want to do. So, when you get right down to it, I think it's a great matchup for both teams. Should be an electric crowd.
Yeah.
I mean, going to be, standing room only. And that's why you want these high school kids to have a great experience. And they're getting it. And they're going to get it this Friday night in the atmosphere that'll be at the ball game.
Yeah.
You, as a coach, what we have to do for our team and our players is to make sure that we give them the best opportunity to win. And what is the best opportunity to win? It might be simplify a few things. It might be add this or that to it, but that's what our job is. Our job is to make it as easy on Friday night as we can, and we try to make it as hard as we can Monday through Wednesday, because Thursday's kind of, hey, the hay's in the barn, and you ain't changing a lot on. You ain't changing much on Thursday. So, but the thing is whatever we can do to give them the best opportunity to win. Period. Doesn't matter. And I think our guys have done that. Our coaches have done a great job. As I watch all week and give them my input here and there. But they put the plans together, and they do a fantastic job. And so, managing that's what I do. And so, but again, they present problems because of their athleticism on offense and defense, and obviously in special teams because all those guys are doing it. Same guys are doing it. That's where the real trick is, and can we get our guys to play at the highest level like we did last week? Can we get them to do that again? Is always the real trick.
It's the real trick, and getting them out there. It's going to be, like you talked about the atmosphere. I mean, for both teams. I mean, it's
100%.
It's Ouachita, even though it's not at home, it's 10 minutes down the deal. And for all of these groups, we just talked to a few of your seniors from this year. It's going to be an emotional night for every one of them. And is there ways that you can kind of get through? That a lot of people, when you come to these deals, that adrenaline's pumping, and then you kind of settle into that game. I mean, is that
well,
can you
I
teach anything?
I think the one thing you have to do, is withstand the wave. And in the first 3-4 minutes of that ball game, there's going to be high emotions, and can you sustain a level of confidence throughout that whole deal, and not be too high, not be too low, and just be steady. And then it becomes football. Then it becomes the real thing. And, if we can do what we're supposed to do and, do the things that we've worked on all week and have confidence in what we're doing, we're going to be fine. Now, if we don't, obviously it could be a long night. And, then our –
then you got to figure out something else. But that's one of the things is putting last year behind us. But what I've been impressed with, and I know in the booth, we've talked about it here, is that your guys, I mean, you mentioned it in our opening segment, as this team has gotten healthier and then healthier over the course of the year, and you get the right pieces back, and then once you get the pieces back, then you got to play with each other to kind of get off kind of get used to everybody again, and but that part of the game and being able to finish those games, you admittedly, we talked about it here. Here let a few games get away from you.
We did
there at the end, but the ability, I think it started maybe with that Ouachita game of being able to make the big play when you needed to finish out a game.
We had to.
And you did and you had to. And then from that point on, here we are in the semifinals. And ironic, I mean, it just happens that Ouachita's back here, a team that has done kind of the same thing.
They have.
Have so many close ones early and then being able to make a little run here. So,
well, again, I think for us, in our message to our players the entire time, from each and every week and each and every day, is about us. How do we prepare? How do we go about our business every single day? How do we work in practice? What kind of intensity do we have? What kind of effort are we giving? And the great thing is we got those 24 catapults, and we put it on the best. Our whole starting
your keys,
whole starting units, and then a couple. And when you do that, obviously the pressure is on them. As a player. And now, hey, am I giving great effort? And it shows up. Am I giving effort? Am I not giving effort? How much intensity am I playing with? Because this thing measures all kinds of stuff. I mean, we take several factors out of there, really 4, and we try to gauge how our practice went off of that, and I gauge it off the emotion that we practice with as well. And, and once our players see that, like Van's thing will read this, and Jayden Reed's will read this, and, Parker's will read this. And so anyway, all that's combined to have the
trends.
We have the effort and the intensity of our team, out there, of all those guys that have those catapults on. So, again, we know, hey, are we working as hard as we can work in practice so the game becomes an easy thing for us? And, that's when we've played the best on Friday night, when we have worked the hardest in practice, and then it's dead on. I mean, I'm telling you, it's dead on. And
metrics.
And when I talk to our players, I talk to them every day at 2:00 when they get there, and we, like I had to get on a few of them here last week, a couple of them, and then this week it was something different. We had good intensity, but yet we didn't have any sprint efforts. Out of some guys that need to have sprint efforts. So. But today was a fantastic practice. The intensity was the best we've had the entire last 6 or 7 weeks, or 7 weeks, the last 7 weeks when we got 24 catapults. So it was the best today that we've had, and it showed in practice. You could tell, you could hear it if you were somewhere else. And so, it's very pleasing that that's the way it went today. And I was excited about it once I got in and got the analytics and saw it, but I knew it on the field too. I felt like it just by our enthusiasm as much as anything else. So,
well, Coach, look, good luck this Friday night. Looking forward to it. It's going to be a good one, folks. There's still. A few tickets.
Very few.
It'll be 3 to 7 tomorrow.
Hustle.
You better hustle and get them. They'll also have the tailgate going on Friday night as well. But get there, bring a coat, and get your rear ends into Bill Ruppel and root on these young men and their coaches this Friday night as they take on Ouachita in the semifinal round. All right, everybody. Thanks for coming out to Melvin's here tonight for Tiger Talk. Hope to see you next week. As we say goodnight, Will Enders on our board, and Justin back in the Sunday 98.3 studios. For the guys that came with us, Coach Collins, thanks again. And once again, good luck.
Awesome.
I'm Stewart Shelby saying good night from Melvin's. We'll be back on the air Friday with that semifinal matchup.